Guy, and then we'll come to the ball afterwards.
Goedemiddag, Rene.
Goedemiddag.
Great night on Wednesday. How much of a boost has that been for you and the squad?
No, it took a lot of energy and investment, of course, but I think the players have been delivering this throughout the whole block, so not only on that night, but everything they do. So of course it took a lot, mental, physical energy, but we're happy with the result, of course, going through to the semi-finals. And now we know we have one more game to play against Brighton this block, which is it's going to be a huge game for us. It's 10 years since, ever since for Arsenal, so we're well aware, and it's going to be a very important game for us.
Yeah. You obviously won the Champions League last year. In what ways has this side changed since last year?
It's always been a pleasure and a privilege for me to work for the club and with these players. That hasn't changed, but I think life is a journey, so everything you go through in life, if you have a reflective and growth mindset, then you're going to learn and you're going to take it with you, and it's going to help you further in life. And I think that's what the players have done. Us as a staff as well, we've learned a lot from those experiences last year, how much it takes, but it also inspires us to see what we can do and what you're capable of. And of course we're going to go and face Lyon again, first home and then away. So it's going to be a big battle. We remember that from last year, but we really look forward to the challenge.
A big talking point coming off the game on Wednesday night was the incident with Katie McCabe. Have you had a chance to review it, and what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've spoken to Katie today as well. She's very apologetic about the situation, and it's unfortunate that it's happened. I think it took quite some attention from the game, because if you look at the game and the quality of football and the battle, all the big and small battles on the pitch across these two games, it was, in my opinion, a great product of women's football. So I think we're really proud of that, and it was a great battle against Chelsea, and it's unlucky that this incident in the game has taken so much attention, but I understand.
You mentioned before you're going into the FA Cup game coming up, you haven't won it in the last 10 years, like you said, but you are the record winners. How important is it for you to progress in this competition? Yeah, very important. Just mentioned it, and we know that we've done some big things so far this block, which we're very proud of. But I think I said it post-match after the Chelsea game, that this was probably the biggest challenge so far in the season from a scenario perspective. But we did it. But now we go and prepare for Brighton off the back of all this. That is for us the big challenge of the block, that we have to finish the job and keep on going and never stop. So doing everything to recover mentally, physically from the Chelsea game and being ready for Sunday.
Hi Rene, can I ask about team news for Sunday, and specifically about Steph Catley and Leah Williamson, whether they'll be available?
No, both Leah and Steph won't be available. We were hopeful for Leah, but it's too soon. And Steph, of course, left the pitch with the calf injury, so she won't be available tomorrow.
Okay. And can I again kind of zoom back to Wednesday a bit? And I know I asked you about this a little bit on Wednesday night, but on a tie of such small margins, really could have gone either way. I think you took a big decision in goal. I don't think anyone would have batted an eyelid if you'd started Annika Borba in the game, and I just wondered what went into that decision. How much did you agonise and go backwards and forwards over that specific decision?
A lot, which we always do. I think we pride ourselves on making really good decisions as a staff, again, because we are in this position now where we have so many players performing at such a high level. Going into the season, being in this position where the goals are so close because everyone is performing so well, like that's the dream scenario. So we're in a really good position. But yeah, of course, a lot of back and forth on decisions that we make, also on the goalkeeper decision. They're both great goalkeepers, and Duff did amazing that night.
And can I ask as well, kind of looking back at the Chelsea game, I agree with you. I think both games, if I try and look at it from a neutral perspective, which is difficult, but really kind of just two teams really slugging it out. But I wonder if, kind of as a coach, and particularly as you look towards this game and the semi-finals against Lyon, whether you'd like less chaotic games or whether you're prepared to put that in a box and say, this is a London derby, it's a rivalry, it has its own context.
Yeah, I think, of course, you want to go and go into a game and you want to play it 90 minutes and you're going to be in control and everything goes as planned and you've played the perfect game. But I don't think that will ever happen. And, you know, the further you get into a tournament, the harder it will get. So I think we were prepared. We were accepting of the fact that momentum would shift, and we're playing against a really good team that are going after goals tonight. Of course, we've had a look at reflected on the how could we get more pressure on the ball, for example. What do we do at the end of the game when they're going for it and pumping the ball in and getting numbers forward? What's our decisions in dictating those moments even better? But yeah, we spoke about it before the game, the Arsenal ways, and if we can defend really well, if we can do everything to prevent the ball from going in, that's such a big thing that we've developed as a team, I think, and we did that against Chelsea. So in a sense, in those moments, if we can still feel control, that's a big strength of ours, I think. Yeah, so in answer to your question, I expect the game against Lyon to be a big battle. It's two really good teams. I think Lyon is a very strong team. So yeah, so control can mean different things.
And can I focus on Brighton now? You know, you sent Rosa Kavaji on loan there and Michel Agyemang. That suggests to me that Arsenal have some admiration for the way Brighton play and the way they do things. I wonder what it is specifically about Brighton, assuming I'm right in my assumption, that you admire in the way they play.
They possess the ball really well. I think they try to do that. They're brave in their game. They work with rotations. So I think they look to dominate games with the ball, which is important, I think, for our players as well. And it's important in our game. They have a high pressing system where they also want to be front-footed and brave, similar to us. So I think it's been great. If you look at Rosa, how she's been performing and how she's been developing, it's been a great environment for her.
Thank you.
Hi René. Kind of carrying on from Tim's second point. I think before you said you like to learn from wins, not just defeats. And with how both legs against Chelsea went, I think it's almost similar to the Lyon games last year in terms of just how, not chaotic, but I remember speaking to Joe Montemurro afterwards and he said it wasn't really about tactics, especially the second leg. What do you learn from, I guess, those cup games where it does become like that and you do come out on top?
I think you need to bring everything to a top game like that. I think you have to be tactically really well organized, have very good ideas and a sharp game plan. But I think mentality comes into those games as well. If you do all things really well, you can win the margins. And I think that's like I said after the game, one of the things I'm proudest of. If you look at the team's performance and how the players dealt with difficult moments on the pitch. And the scenario in itself, and then physically as well. So the further you get into tournaments, the more you have to master all the sides of the game, and I think that's what we're looking at. And we have the willingness and the humility to do all those things, but also in combination with that, the belief that we can do all those things. So yeah, it's been a journey with a lot of learnings, but I think looking ahead at that game, all that will be required. But back to Brighton on Sunday, all of these things will be required against Brighton as well on Sunday, because I think they'll try to go for it, and the same for us, because the FA Cup is very important for us.
When it comes to cup games, you mentioned momentum earlier. How do you kind of recognise and deal with those momentum shifts in real time? Because even, an hour ago, Mikel was in here talking about his team needing to kind of get better at dealing with those situations themselves. So how have you kind of recognise those moments in real time?
I think it's building a library with the players, what we do in different scenarios, planning for different scenarios, working a lot on problem solving with the players in training, so they become really comfortable on pitch as well. And then all this in balance with the amount of information you want to give, because the players need to play on intuition and make quick decisions. So that's important for us as a staff. We need to be very well prepared and well planned in a lot of detail. So when things happen on the pitch, we have the solution close to us. So I think as a staff we've been at the high level, and the players the same. So problem solving. If you look at training, if we do attack the defenses, if we do tactical sessions, that's something we ask from players, and they've done that incredibly well. And I think that then helps in the moment when the moment happens. You're well equipped.
Tom.
Hello, Renee, and congratulations on your win in midweek. Have you noticed your players perhaps standing taller in those European games, having won it? So recently, in competitions that you've won, do you notice a difference in how they maybe approach those games in that tournament in particular?
I wouldn't say there's a difference in what competition we're playing in and how they feel in those competitions. These are all professional players that started to play as young kids, young girls with a dream, and they're here now. So every competition is special to them. But of course, representing Arsenal in Europe is special. You get to play the big games under the lights, so it is very special. I think it's special as well as a coach, but I think we're just as a group very good at the moment, regardless of the competition, or even regardless of if it's match day or it's a training day.
And reaching the last stages of competitions and going into the FA Cup now, does it become difficult not to start to think about priorities and where you want to use certain players and which competitions you think are more realistic, or is it just all guns blazing across every front?
Yeah, like we have a squad that is well prepared. Everyone is ready to go. So it's all about making really good, well-informed decisions on how we want to start and how we want to finish games. But they're all just as important. Thanks.
Just come to the call now, Rose.
Yeah, on my own on the call. Nice to see you. Congrats on the win. We've seen some solid defensive performances throughout the whole season. I mean, I think you're top in the league defensively. But lately there's been some, changes in personnel due to injuries and absences, etc. And these performances, we're strong still. What do you think is key to that?
I think we work at a high level with the staff, so the analysts and Aaron Dantino, who's very detailed with the defensive side of our game. We work really hard to together with the players to build good game plans and have a really strong game model and clarity in how we want to defend, and that in combination with what behaviors do we want to see on the pitch and what's our mentality in those moments. It's been really strong, but then again the ownership of the players to be prepared to understand the role in all phases of the game, it's been really good. So the investment of the players has been really high.
Okay, thanks. And what do you expect from Brighton on Sunday?
They always do something different. So we know how they play. Like I just said, they want to possess the ball, they want to rotate, want to create overloads, they want to press high. But we've also seen that they have specific game plans for specific games. So we're also expecting something that we might not know about. But yeah, they like to spend time on the ball, and they're very front-footed, very quick in their counter press as well.
That's it from me, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone, we'll leave it there. Let's go, it's all good to go now.
All right.
Thank you.
Cheers guys.
Cheers.